Welcome to a new edition of the Neon Jazz Interview Series with Kansas City jazz trumpeter Nall on new 2021 music. He has a brand new single out called You Happen to Me, written for his wife, on the upcoming new album Thank God for the Little Things, due out in fall of 2021. This new album features a host of great cats like Peter Schlamb on the vibes, John Kizilarmut on the drums, and Joey Panella on the bass. We talk about this new work, COVID-19, and so much more. Enjoy.
Hey, thanks for taking a minute out.
Yeah, thanks for asking to talk to me. I'm excited to tell you about my music.
Right on. Well, before we get to the music, I think probably what's proper, because we've gone through such a tumultuous time of the COVID year and no live music, how have you been doing since this whole thing began last March, and how are you doing now?
I think all of us experience some kind of ups and downs or adversity, I mean, it was really challenging, especially at first. I lost basically all my income overnight. I mean, I was teaching a little bit of lessons, but during the pandemic, I transitioned to working at a music store a few days a week and teaching some lessons, and I'm just very thankful to God that He's provided for me, and I've been okay. A lot of people have been struggling, and a lot of people unemployed. So it's been up and down year, but I think that 2020 for me personally, especially at first in the pandemic, was an opportunity to slow down and kind of really think about what's important to me. Like for me, that's my faith in Jesus, and that's my family and my friends, and my health. And taking time to remember, why am I playing music in the first place? I hope to bring people joy. I hope to share a little of the beauty that we see around, and if I can give a glimpse into that and connect with another human being, it makes it all worth it to me.
Well, and I heard your new single yesterday, and it's just so reassuring to see musicians coming out with new music and kind of reemerging as the vaccination spread and the world kind of wakes up. And You Happen to Me is your latest single that's going to be a part of your new album, Thank God for the Little Things. So talk to me a little bit about this new album, the music, and kind of how all of this came together.
Yeah, so the album is an album of original music that I wrote. It's a quartet album with Peter Schlamb on vibes and Joey Panella on bass, John Kizilarmut on drums, and myself on trumpet. And it's kind of a album of swinging quartet music, right? It's like, I feel like a lot of people nowadays are making real groove influence music, which is great, but I think also that there is a longing for to get back for some swing, at least for me. So I think I've been inspired by people like Harry Sweets Edison and Ben Webster and some people like that, just to kind of get back into some swinging quartet music. And the song titles are all reflective of maybe some little things in life that I could take for granted that I'm thankful for. So I think the theme of the album is thankfulness, and that's reflected in some of the titles. So like one of the titles is called Alicia's Family Recipe. It's a friend who just loves a lot, basically everyone who comes in her path, and she's always making food for people. And so that's a song kind of in celebration of her and in this kind of thankfulness vibe. But that's a swinging kind of a blues shuffle. And then, I did You Happen to Me, which is a contrafact on It Could Happen to You, written for my wife, Kristen. There's a song about a cat, right? So there's like, I think in 2020, given the opportunity to slow down, I remember specifically like just sitting on my porch and looking up at a tree and seeing some birds and things like that and being like, man, I haven't left the house in 2 months or something like this. I'm so thankful. I never even had spent enough time just in my neighborhood on my porch, because we all live busy lives, that I think slowing down reminded me of all the little blessings that each of us has every day. That's really a gift from God. I think this album is supposed to capture kind of that spirit of joy and thankfulness, but also get back musically to just some swinging quartet music, founded in tradition, but original music of mine.
You know, that's beautiful, and that's the exact description that I didn't come up with in my brain, but I was thinking. It immediately hit me when I listened to this, how it is really like that. There was something that just was immediate about it and works. I'm a huge Vibes fan, too, so the fact that Peter's on it and all of that came through. So, you know, during this time of making music, everything that we've gone through in this self-reflective period, how do you believe that the Kansas City jazz scene is going to emerge stronger than it was back in March of 2020?
Oh, man, that's a great question. You know, I think a big part of the pandemic, I think we've all, as a society, kind of seen that we need other people. We need connections. So, you know, I'm personally hoping to see some more jam sessions emerging. I'm hoping to see the clubs full again. And I think people are longing to get out. And even just recently, as mask mandates are starting to change and things like that, I think we're seeing a little bit more people getting out and seeing music. And, you know, but at the same time, I am encouraged that the jazz scene never died in Kansas City. Like, there were people still supporting the music, even if that was, you know, a lot of us doing live streams. Or I remember one week I did a porch concert with Todd Strait, just like for his neighbors that organized this. And it's like, you know, I mean, Kansas City has such a rich history of jazz, and we have an audience that loves jazz. And, you know, so looking forward, I think that just talking to friends, people are writing music. So, you know, I mean, I'm coming out with an album, but I'm not the only one. There's a lot of other people working on new projects. Or, you know, I talked to Brad Gregory, a saxophonist, recently, and he had been writing a bunch of arrangements for his septet. So, like, people are writing music, and I think that out of this last year, we're seeing a lot of new creativity, new music, and also I think a hunger for connection with other people, and getting back to the why. Why do we do music in the first place? I think to communicate beauty and to connect with others. Yeah.
The one thing too about this time away is that, you know, live music, like a baseball game or an opera or anything that we all did, was just a part of what we had in our world. We didn't think about it. And I don't really like the idea of people saying we took advantage of it, because I don't know anybody that just said, well, I'm going to take advantage of this. I just don't think we realized how important these things were. And I guess that's my lead into the question here. What do you hope we all collectively realize about the power of live music since it's been vacated from our lives for over a year now? What do you hope we realize when you get back on stage and we're back in the audience?
I think that live music gives us a glimpse into the soul of another person's experience. Kind of what I was saying earlier about we've been longing for connections with the others. And I think that music, it helps us experience emotions and different emotions in real time with others. And I think that's something that we're lacking as a society. Like, in some ways, we're so connected through social media, but at the same time, social media is kind of a distant connection. It can be kind of a distant connection. It's different than seeing someone's face, or let alone like listening to someone sing a song. Like, I listen to Bessie Smith and people like that just singing the blues, or Billie Holiday. I'm just moved by the way they're able to communicate a message in a way where you can kind of join into their experience. Like, Billie Holiday is a great example. When I hear her sing a ballad, like I feel like personally I'm just like drawn into the experience of the sorrow of that song or whatever. And I think that's something that we miss just listening to music at home or through the internet, is we miss that experience of feeling the energy of the music in the room and experiencing the emotions of the music collectively.
Beautiful, man. Nate, hey, thanks for opening up, taking a minute out for the show today. Good luck with the album, and I look forward to profiling it on the show.
Thanks so much. Yeah, so I'll be releasing the album early in the fall, so probably like August.
Cool, man. I look forward to it.
Thanks so much.
Thanks for listening and tuning in to another Neon Jazz interview, where we give you a bit of insight into the finest cats in Kansas City and spots all over the world, giving fans all that jazz. And thanks to Nate for his time and music. If you want to hear more interviews, go to Famous Interviews with Joe Domino in the iTunes Store. Visit NeonJazz at YouTube.com, and for everything Neon Jazz all the time, go to the neonjazz.blogspot.com. Until next time, enjoy the jazz, my friends.
Neon Jazz.